Hi everyone. Just want to do a short video about how to unstick yourself if you're feeling stuck. So I had a friend who was talking to me several weeks ago about moving home, and when I was speaking to them again recently, they hadn't actually taken any steps towards it. So I went through a few things. So I thought I'd share this with you because whether you're feeling stuck and you just don't know what to do, you just know you have to do something, but you don't quite know what it is, or whether you actually have something in mind, but you just haven't actually gone anywhere towards that. Because do you know what? When we have a thought in our mind that we want to change something, but we can't actually motivate ourselves to it, we start feeling frustrated. So maybe this will help you. I've used this myself several times. That's why I've done so many different projects. I use this myself on a regular basis. So I'd say to you is either, depending what way you are, would you like using your computer or your phone to take notes and lists, or would you like a paper and a pen? I'm just going to cite the paper and pen here because that's kind of what I use, but just whatever method you do to do this, but get yourself a couple of lists. So either a couple of pieces of paper, or if you're using Word or something, a couple of or section out a page or something like that on Word or whatever you're using, and just put a couple of columns in. And the first one I'd say is actually start with where you are. So your current situation, I'm either living in this particular place and I want to move, or I'm in this particular job or I want to get a different job, or I'm not working and I want to get a job, or I'm in a relationship, or whatever it is. State your current situation. This is where I am now. And I want you to write all the good points about that, the pros, all the good points about that. I'm either getting a wage, or I'm feeling safe, or the home where I'm living is actually quite okay, the neighborhood is good, all that kind of thing. Put all those pros in there, all the good points of where you currently are. And when you finish doing that, then I want you to put in all what they'd call the cons, all the bad points, the things you're not happy with your current situation. So that's one list. And then the second list is what you think you might want. If you don't know what you want, you might have some idea of you'd like to try this or you'd like to try that. Just pick one thing. Or if you have a definite idea in mind of what you'd like, write that in the second column. And then you're going to focus on what it could possibly be like. So how are things going to be better? So if you put the second column there, how are things going to be better than where you are now? And then you can put the cons in there as well. What would be different or scary, I suppose, really, because when we're trying to make a change with something, things are kind of scary. All the fear thoughts come in. That's why we end up staying stuck. That's why most people don't actually change anything or do anything different for a long time. They'll stay in the same place, doing the same things, seeing the same people. And they might be miserable, but they're afraid. So it's the fears will actually stop you. And sometimes we have to break through the fears to actually get anywhere with anything. So you've got your pros and your cons for that one. And you might have another situation in mind as well. It's always good. I like to compare three different options. So you might choose another option on the same thing, or it might be that you had no idea what you want, but there might be something else you thought you might like. So you can do this as many times as you like, and do it more than three times. But sometimes I'd have a million different lists around, and then I'll be able to hone it all down and say, well, look, this is better for me to stay as I am right now, or it'd be better for me to actually try this because I get new experiences. I might earn a bit more money. I might get and meet more people, depending what you're thinking of doing. So I hope that helps a little bit. I always find putting it down on paper or writing it on, the word process, in Word or something like that. It really helps when you can compare the lists, and just see where's the benefits for actually making the change. That's what you're looking for, is the benefits. And less of the fears. The fears are always going to be there. Even if you're staying where you are, you're going to have fears in there as well. So the other thing I want to share with you is it's like mental imagery. And I would call it the mind movie technique. That's been called that by many different people. Going back into some really old books back 100 years ago. Different terms for it. But basically what we're going to do is just imagine a situation. So if you want to do this now, you can just close your eyes. if sit or lie down if you're in a safe space to do that. I always like to use spiritual protection around me whenever I'm doing anything like this. It's up to yourself if you want to do that. You don't want to do it, but I like to put the white light pyramid of protection around me while I'm doing anything. And I like to ground my energy into a mega chakra point 8 inches below the base of my spine. Some people like to ground into the earth. I use this technique all the time, no matter what I'm doing. And some people are saying this isn't a spiritual technique. It kind of is. It kind of is. You're working with your subconscious mind. You're working with energy. Everything's energy, you know. So if you're in a nice place and you've taken a nice few slow deep breaths in, deep breaths out, and you're getting yourself into a nice space, I'd like you to imagine that you're maybe in a private movie theatre, perfectly safe in there, and you've got your own seat. You can choose wherever you want. And up on the screen is a freeze frame of your life. It's just frozen there. Anything can happen in the next scene. It's up to you to decide what that's going to be. So, like, based on what we were just talking about there, you might have an idea of what you'd like to change now at this stage, if you've done this exercise a few times maybe. And just, I'd like you to imagine from when you press play that you're starting off, and this is the scene of one of these scenarios that you want to change. And I want you to imagine being the person you want to be in this situation, experiencing the situation the way you would like to experience it. So you're not allowing any fears in there. Okay, just as you would like it to be. And this can take a bit of practice because the mind is more, by default, goes into the negative easier than it does into the positive. We find it very difficult to focus on positive stuff, but with a bit of practice you will get this. I certainly got it. And I've changed my life with this, you know. So imagine yourself being as you would like to be, feeling the feelings you'd like to feel, seeing, hearing, imagine yourself saying or hearing what you need to hear. And you just practice the scene. Putting it on, it's like you're putting on a new garment. That's what it's like. You can do this for anything. This is a wonderful technique. So just imagining yourself as you would like to be in that new situation. And usually I like to do this 3 times. So I'd press pause with that. And then I'd rewind it back. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember the old videos, but you can imagine it rewinding back or whatever. And it's much quieter nowadays, but I like that. And then we bring it back and we put it on pause again. And then you just practice the scene again. Going back through that very same scene again, feeling the feelings you'd like to feel in this new situation. How do you want to feel? Relieved, joyful, grateful, happy, empowered? What's it going to be? Feeling the feelings you'd like to feel. Seeing the things you'd like to see. Hearing the things you'd like to hear. And just going through this scenario as you would like it to be. And then when you're ready, press pause again. I'm going to rewind it back with that noisy video recorder sound again. All the way back to the beginning again. I'm going to just do it one more time. So I'm going to press play. When you're ready, press play. If you can improve upon the last bit. And we'll just go through it slowly again. Seeing yourself, imagining yourself, feeling the feelings you'd like to feel in this new situation. Hearing the things you'd like to hear, saying the things you'd like to say. And just practicing this. You're an actor or an actress. You're playing this role in your own movie. And when you're ready, just press stop and save for the moment. Now you can do this a million different times. You can do it in many different ways as well. This is just a very simple technique. You do that for anything. Absolutely. And it's a mental rehearsal. If you can see yourself doing something in your mind, then you're actually halfway there. The rest of it then is, once you've played this through in your mind, you actually go out into the real world and you take action then. So this is the dreaming part of it. And then you must take a step then to make it real. So anyway, I hope this helps a little bit. Look, feel free, any of you can contact me, and a lot of this stuff is in my book, which is on Amazon at the moment. It's Same Shit, Different Day, Breaking the Patterns That Make Us Miserable, and it's a metaphysical approach to well-being. And it's a book I wrote in 2019, and I was putting it together since 2016. And it's based on all the stuff I practiced myself, all the things I learned then, as a hypnotherapist, as a life coach, Reiki practitioner, all that work I'd done up to 2019. Obviously, I've learned a lot more since then. I'm constantly learning and new stuff. I'm always reading new books and practicing new things, But that's what I did up to that point, and that's what got me where I am now. I got myself free of depression, anxiety. I built up my self-esteem and confidence. I had very low self-worth. I've nearly finished working on that at the moment. I'm definitely seeing changes in myself where my worth is concerned as well. And I did many things. I got over a lot of things. I got over illness and everything, lots of stuff. But it's all in the book if you're interested in it. Anyway, listen, hope you all have a blessed day, and I hope this helps. And feedback is always welcome. And thanks again for sharing and liking and subscribing. I really do appreciate it very much. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye now.